This is your mom's favorite show, Beer and Chill podcast. My name is Jan,
And I'm Craig.
and we would really appreciate if you would stop by and listen to our show. We are talking about interesting facts about your favorite movies, games, and TV shows.
For example, did you know that Christopher Lee and Ian McKellen had a real-life beef because Christopher Lee wanted to play Gandalf in Lord of the Rings?
And many other great facts.
We hope you check us out and enjoy the rest of your show. Bye-bye.
What's your favorite scary movie?
They mostly come at night. Mostly.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Your suffering will be legendary even in hell.
They're here.
Welcome, victims, to the Horr-Gasm podcast. Kill the lights, lock the doors, get comfy, and prepare for the sexiest and scariest podcast around. I'm Nick, and with me is my co-host Ali,
Hello, hello.
and our special guest again, Tim.
Ah,
Hello, everyone.
Yay!
ah.
So-
Special guest.
So we're back
We're back.
after another stupid hiatus due to work and life.
Guess who's back? Back again. Horr-Gasm's back. Tell a friend.
And I'm so mad it took us that long to get back into recording.
Yeah, life happens.
Yeah, tax season came and kicked you in the butt. I worked 3 straight weeks with work and just couldn't get the time.
No.
So because of that, we decided to scrap our plans.
Woohoo!
We had some other movies planned to record and watch. I said, fuck that. We've been gone for too long. And also, I want to say thank you to our listeners who've been kept downloading and listening to us during our hiatus. I can't believe it.
Yeah,
I really
we've been
can't.
killing it out there.
Like, people have been still listening to the podcast.
Yes.
That's awesome. I thought that you have maybe 2 a day.
Yeah,
No, we've had I think 80 downloads a day. And you know what?
Yeah.
I got to give thanks to
I know.
a big thanks to our victims who listen. Thank you so much.
Yay.
And I'm sure Craig and Jan had something to do with this too with our little promo on their show,
Yeah.
Beer and Chill. Go check them out.
Yeah, they're cool.
They're doing great. They've really we've been slacking. They have not. They have.
Nope. Grinding it out.
They've got some great episodes. They're talking about The Mandalorian. They've talked
Yeah.
about Star Wars. I think the latest one out was about Mass Effect.
I was gonna say they just dropped the Mass Effect episode. Yeah.
So please, if you're a fan of any of that, go look up Beer and Chill podcast. Jan and Craig, they're 2 great guys. They're aspiring wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
Craig is already wrestling. He's on the WWE Network in one of the independent. I forget which one it was, but yeah, he's on TV. He's wrestling on TV.
Woohoo!
Good for him.
So basically we know a celebrity.
Totally.
No big deal.
We
It's
kind
fine.
of yeah, we're kind of big shots now. Piggybacking off his fame.
Yay.
But again, thank you again though to our victims for just keep listening.
Sticking in there.
Yeah, and we're back, and we're no more hiatuses until maybe next tax season.
We'll plan better next year. That's
Yes,
what's going
we
to
will.
happen. Yeah.
100%. Yes.
It's just, with the COVID and everything and restrictions on and off and working. And it's just been crazy.
we were so swamped.
Yeah. It's just been
And
crazy.
so I was like, you know what? We need to come back with something strong, big, aliens,
Hell yeah.
which I plan to do, but on Alien Day.
Yep.
Kind of, sort of, with Tim. Tim was always in the plans.
Yep.
But of course. But no, I talked to you about it. It's like we need something big. We need to come back strong. Something that's good.
Yep.
Not like a crappy horror movie. We want something that's good to come back
Good.
to.
Yeah.
So we watched Aliens.
Yay.
Loved it.
Love this movie.
It's so good. It's up there with one of the best sci-fi horrors out there.
Definitely.
Sci-fi horror action.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it is a lot more action-y than the ones that we usually watch, I
It
guess.
is.
Hey? Yeah.
But
But
before we get into the movie,
Yeah,
let's-
I was
we
gonna
got some-
say.
we got some talking shop to bring up. And
Yeah.
there's been a bunch of new movies out.
heck yes. There's been so many.
I went and watched in theaters The Unholy.
Oh, okay. And how was that?
It wasn't bad. It was
Interesting.
kind of, it wasn't terrifying or anything, but it wasn't terrible. It
Okay.
had the guy who played not Negan. Yeah, Negan on
Oh, yeah.
The Walking Dead.
What's
Jeffrey
his
Dean
name?
Morgan.
Yes,
Yeah,
he stars
that
in
guy.
it, and he did a great job. Him and I suck with actors' names here. He was in The Mist. He's in a bunch of movies. He was in the
William Sadler.
Thank you, William Sadler.
He played Death in Bill and Ted.
Yes. He was also in Demon Knight.
Cool. Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Carrie
yeah.
Ellis is in it too.
Yeah, I didn't find it was a bad movie.
Okay.
It
What was
was
it
a
about?
little, basically starts off with a witch. A witch is burnt. She has metal pounded into her, like a mask onto her face.
Oh my god.
She's hung, burnt, and the tree just kind of stays. And then they use like an item to bind the soul to that spot.
Oh.
And we got names suck. Negan.
Sure. Yeah.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Thank you, Morgan. He's this he's like a not a corrupted, kind of like a disgraced journalist who made up some shit, and he got caught on it, and he's trying to make ends meet. And you heard about
Interesting.
some guy called him about people leaving satanic marks on his cows, and it was just like AC/DC or something.
Oh,
Metallica.
jeez.
And he's walking around, he sees this tree, and he finds a little figure, and of course he breaks it to start a story. Little do you know that he released the witch, and she starts killing people again, and she starts killing, but she binds to this girl who's deaf, and she starts speaking, she starts healing people. They make her to be the newest miracle worker.
Of course. Yeah.
And there's a bunch around the world, how the Catholic Church comes in to try and disprove it.
Of course.
And they can't. Everything that she does has been happening.
Interesting.
Like this boy with polio, or not it was polio, but he couldn't walk. She's like, oh, stand up, start walking. Boy starts walking.
Wow.
And they do some research to find out, there's a lot more to this. Mm-hmm. The witch is involved, and it's not a bad premise, but execution-wise, a little bland.
That's usually how it goes.
too
Yeah.
bad.
That's too bad. The Unholy. Hey, did it just come out recently?
Yeah, it was like
Interesting.
last month. It was out in theaters.
Okay, last month. Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you and I both watched Mortal Kombat.
Yes.
Not together, separately, but
Tim hasn't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it.
it
yet.
was.
I'm sad.
It was good. It was.
It's not what I expected.
No, not at all.
No, without no spoilers for Tim or anyone.
Yeah.
But they got the main core cast with some extras from the
Right.
universe, which I liked.
Yes.
They had Natiri, Vampire Girl from
Yeah.
one of the other games, and I was surprised that she was in it.
Yeah.
I heard the Sub-Zero and Scorpion were phenomenal.
yeah.
Amazing.
Yep.
So
As
I've heard
soon
that.
as Scorpion goes like, get over here, I was like, you said the line. Because that's like, Nick and I used to say that to each other all the time. My family and I say that to each other all the time from Scorpion. It's just like, it's so good.
And the one thing I told you about, I think I told Tim about it too, but in every movie, game, everything, they've had, I think, one of the creators, Sabat.
Yeah.
Tobias, I think. Whoever it is, he does the voice.
Yeah.
He's always done the voice of Get Over Here or Come Here
Yeah.
or anything like that. This is the only time now they've had a different actor do that voice.
Interesting.
Yeah. Which I kind of wish they did just for nostalgic's sake, but
course.
it also makes sense that it's,
Yeah, I thought it was just
Although-
so well done. It felt like a fan service movie, but the right way to do a fan service
Yes.
movie.
Yes. They had
You
a
know?
good-looking Goro.
Yes.
CGI was great.
Yes.
He wasn't a puppet. Which again,
They did what they could for the time,
that's fair.
Yeah.
And I'm not taking nothing away from like the 90s
The 90s
movie.
one,
It
yeah.
was
It was terrible.
It was not
Really?
that
I liked
bad.
it. It's
It
so
hasn't-
cheesy.
It hasn't held up.
Yeah,
I
that's
loved it when
true.
it first came
I
out.
agree with you there.
You know,
held up.
I saw it in the theater. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. But yeah, you watch it 10 years later, it's like, no, this is terrible.
I wouldn't say terrible, but it's it shows its age.
Yes.
But it's got great actors.
I've watched it like
Oh, I
within
love
the.
Christopher Lambert.
Oh,
Yes, yeah.
The guy who played Shang Tsung was fantastic. Scorpion, Sub-Zero. The guy who played Johnny Cage.
Yes.
But now the big talk is who's going to play Johnny Cage in the sequel. We've got Ryan Reynolds, who, you know what?
Interesting.
I don't know about that.
He would fit. But also,
Interesting.
The Miz, the wrestler The Miz, is campaigning
I don't
to
know who
be.
that is.
Okay.
He's done a few movies, nothing too huge.
I
but
could get into that too.
The Miz?
The Miz.
I've never heard of him.
He's alright. He was on
Yeah.
the MTV's, not the Cribs, the reality show, one of the early ones. And in there, he had the wrestler persona. Then he became a wrestler through Tough Enough.
Yeah.
And
He's entertaining.
he is. He's done some movies. He's done the Marine. A few of the Marines. He kind
For
of
sure.
picked up after John Cena. But he's not terrible. But I think just for acting skill alone, Ryan Reynolds would have it.
He's got the humor. But like he
Yes.
kind of always plays the same character, which is fine. But I think that kind of humor would be funny.
I don't
Like
think he has the real look for it, though. I know he
Yeah.
can, because you look at him how he was in Blade 3.
right, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
You
Is
know.
sort of that sort of a thing.
But that was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago. Yeah. Huh. Yeah, I don't know who else you could get to play, but I'll watch it regardless. I don't know. I loved the movie. I thought it was great. And I want to rewatch it. Like I want to go to a theater and watch it, but Miss Rona's visiting, so. But I think they're pretty safe-ish now, right? And I'm getting vaccinated next week.
Nice. Good.
So then I'll start feeling better, I guess. I don't know.
Here it is. Here's a better.
We'll see.
Do you see it now?
Yeah, I can see it now, yeah.
Okay. I think it would work, but
Sure.
also I watched Warlock on
Okay.
Amazon Prime. Did you remember watching Warlock?
Oh, yeah, I saw
Okay.
it at the theater, too.
So there's three of them, but the first two are the kind of the big ones.
I love the first one.
I would love to see that remade. That could be done well and scary. This was more. It was
This
an
was
80s.
campy.
It was 80s camp.
It was campy-ish.
I feel like I've watched it. I'm just gonna look up the.
It's again. It's got some witchcraft involved. It's like back in the 1600s, they capture a witch, a warlock,
The Warlock.
and he escapes to the future to get away through dark forces. They kind of send him there,
Yes, I've definitely seen this.
and
Such a fun movie.
Yeah.
it is. And the guy chasing him, like the hunter, he chased him to the future too. Meets up with this girl who she gets.
Touched.
Yeah, like he takes something of hers.
Yeah.
And now every day she ages like, was it 40 years?
Oh my
I
god.
don't think it was
20
20 years,
20
20
years?
years, 10 years or something, maybe, yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
She does age quickly,
Yeah.
Wow.
But
so she has to get that item back.
yes. And also he's also trying to find the Grand Grimoire, which is like the Devil Bible. And if he finds the Bible, puts all the pages together, it says God's name, say it backwards, and you undo creation.
Yeah.
Which is it's a good, it's a good plot. And I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. But
Interesting.
take that movie, take the premise, put it in now, with now effects, now everything, it would be great. It'd be a great horror movie.
Does it have to have a lot of effects, though?
Well, no, but some of the effects, like just like the flying scenes when he
Yeah,
flies,
fair enough.
that could be updated. Some like when he goes and finds that medium to talk to the devil or talk to a demon,
Yeah.
that could have been redone.
Yes.
And the way
I see what you're
he takes the eyes out and uses them to find the pages could be done in a more horror manner,
Right.
A
horrifying
little more
manner.
grotesque.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and also there's a good Saskatchewan tie to that movie.
Okay.
Oh.
You never heard that? In 96, you must remember this. I think it was 94, 96. Two boys,
I do remember.
yes. Because in the movie, to gain the ability to fly, you have to drink the fat of a virgin.
Okay.
He finds a boy, kills the boy, skins him, boils the fat, drinks the fat, he can fly. Some kids, 7 and 9, the ages could be wrong. They did that here in Saskatoon.
Oof.
Was it in Saskatoon? Or?
It's Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
Sure.
But I don't know if it was Saskatoon, but it's Saskatchewan.
Jeez.
And they thought if they drank his fat, they could fly. And they tried it. And it didn't work. And they got caught.
Yep.
And they were, I'm pretty sure they're still in the psych ward here in Saskatchewan.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's on IMDb's trivia. Like the first trivia
Interesting.
is, this is notoriously due to something that happened. Yeah.
That's nuts. I gotta rewatch that movie. I haven't seen it in a while. You know what I watched that I thought you'd be interested in? I watched the original 13 Ghosts.
Love that movie.
So good.
Oh
They
my
just put
God.
it on Shudder.
Ooh.
It was so good. I was expecting it to be like.
I thought it was so scary.
Yes, it's still creepy.
Yes.
Yeah, I really liked it. Yeah, and I was like, man, Nick needs to watch this, and then I forgot. But it's still on Shudder.
Nice.
Yeah, and I rewatched it. I've been knocking down a few horror movies, but yeah, you got me into some comedies that I've been watching recently.
Letterkenny.
Yes, Letterkenny, and I just got into Always Sunny in Philadelphia and Rick and Morty,
Nice.
and yeah, I've been doing a lot of TV watching. Oh my God, it was in Saskatoon.
No, Saskatchewan. It was
Oh.
the article was written in Saskatoon.
Oh, I see.
But it was in where did it go again? Larange, I think.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Larange.
Well, that's not that far away.
No.
It's just a hop, skip, and a jump.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Also, during our little hiatus, I read this some priest or pastor in Philippines, somewhere overseas,
Sure.
is now claiming that watching horror movies invites the devil into your soul.
Bring him on.
Then he has set up camp in me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been. Yeah, this is like his summer
Completely
home.
replaced me.
Yeah.
Oh, he goes around saying, "Oh, it's." I think it's a bit of propaganda just to get
Of course,
get
for
attention.
sure.
But no, I read this. How he was on one of the Facebook horror groups I follow.
Mm-hmm.
They brought this up. Some pastor saying, "Oh no, don't watch horror movies. They invite the devil into your body because you just exercised 17 out of some girl because she watched horror movies. Same with video games. Same with this." And I'm like, bullshit.
I think I'm a better person now that I watch horror movies.
Yeah.
Like, I think that I have like a more critical eye when I watch regular movies now too, just because horror movies have to be so over the top to be like noticed even by regular people. Regular people.
I like that. I was about to say that too.
You normies. Yeah, but it's just like they're so interesting and so many cool tropes, and I just think like people who don't watch them like are missing out because there's just like they don't even have to be like super duper scary. Like the
No.
one that we watched with Vince Vaughn, Freaky.
Yes.
That was so much
Yes.
I haven't seen
fun.
that one either.
It's
You
pretty
would
good.
love it. It's really good. Yeah. Yeah, but that's like just a fun one.
I think that's on, not Shudder. Is that on Netflix already?
I don't know, actually.
I'm sure it is. I'll look it up.
I know it's on demand for sure, but yeah. But you know what was another good movie? Aliens.
Oh,
course.
yeah.
We should totally talk about it.
Okay.
Yay!
Hey, what are you doing, man? Hey, what are you doing? Come on, quit messing around, Dre. Come on. Bishop, hey, man.
Do it, Bishop.
Hey, not me, man.
Yeah, you.
Hey, come on, quit messing around.
Don't
come
move.
on.
Trust me. Thank you.
All right, so this week we watched Aliens. It's a 1986 movie, directed by James Cameron and written by James Cameron, David Giler, Walter Hill, Dan O'Bannon, Ronald Shusett? Yeah, that. All those people. That was amazing. 10 out of 10, Alana.
Well done. Haven't missed a beat.
Thanks. Yeah, we watched Aliens. Such a good
this is-
movie.
Not just Aliens, it was the director's cut or something?
Yes.
I
We
always-
watched the director's cut. So if there's stuff that we talk about that you're like, wait a second, that's because we watched the extended version.
And I really do suggest, even James Cameron says at the beginning,
Yes.
this is the version he prefers.
Yeah, this is what
to
he
see.
intended audiences to see.
Yeah, and it's got some extra stuff. It's got the sentry turret scene.
Yep.
It explains what happened to Ripley's daughter.
I was going to say
Amanda.
why Ripley's so attached to Newt.
Yes, and you see what happens actually at the colony
Yes, right.
just before it becomes
Well, you see the first one getting...
Yeah.
Face
which is it's Newt's dad. And just little scenes here and there that kind of just add.
Like Bill Paxton on the ship, you said, was another one where he's talking
Yes,
to them. And,
yes. When they're being dropped to the planet, he starts lifting off all these weapons they have to protect Ripley. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's such a funny scene. It's just Bill Paxton being awesome. As
Exactly.
usual.
He was such a good part in this movie. Like his comedic relief was like it was so natural almost, because like what he talks about is like he's the realist there, honestly. He's like every time something goes halfway wrong, he's like, well, we're all gonna die. So
Yeah.
which like I feel that because that would be me in a horror movie, so I have no skills. I was talking to one of my friends and I was like, if the apocalypse happens, I'm fucked. Because I have no skills to survive without like technology and luxuries that we've become accustomed to. Like, I don't want to poop in a hole in the ground. That's just not where I want to be at. So I would just be like, take me. Jesus, take the wheel.
Camping is not your thing. Camping is not your thing then, is it?
No. No, it is not. Yeah, so now that we've talked about my poop in the first 20 minutes here, welcome back to the podcast. Oh,
it's like we haven't even gone away. We've been...
Sorry.
But it's just back to Aliens. This is just a great movie. They do so many things right in this movie.
I agree.
They really expanded the lore of the alien itself. They brought in the Colonial Marines, which everyone has been dying to come back to the movies. They haven't.
I'd like to see just a movie based with them.
Yeah, I agree. They've expanded the lore with them, with the comics and the games, and they really kind of showed how to make you care about the characters.
Yes.
And some movies are really bad at that.
Right.
Like even like Alien 3, you don't really care for most of the prisoners. They're cannon fodder. They're getting killed, and you're like, okay, good. How's this guy gonna die? Oh, cool. Head got bitten off. How about this guy? Oh, that's a mean tail. Like it's.
You're right.
Yeah. Whereas you learn, their names.
Yes.
You Hudson, Hicks, Werbowski,
Spunkmeyer.
Vasquez, Spunkmeyer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apone.
Yeah.
Apone.
Apone, I think. But really, you get to know and like these guys, and each death is, oh damn, I like that guy. Everyone has their favorites.
In the beginning when spoiler alert, I don't know, we're already spoiling whatever, fuck it.
It was out in 86. Spoiler alert
I
is-
think we're good.
35 years old. It's okay.
Yeah.
But in the first scene, when they first meet the aliens and 3/4 of them get wiped out, you're just like, oh, because you've gone through the first half of the movie and you're just like, oh, these people are all so cool. They're awesome. Love them. Just like that. Half the cast gone.
Yeah.
Well, and they're the best of the best. They're
Right.
the super badass. No.
Yep.
You're not.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah. And it's
Crazy.
cool because before you showed up, Tim came out reading my Making of Aliens book.
Yeah.
And some of the original scripts was vastly different. One of the bigger plot points was when Bishop comes to pick him up, he says, I can't. The dropship will not let me land due to it could be a hazard to the galaxy. It's bad. I can't pick him up. It won't let me. So they find out that there is another ship in the processing plant. So that's their way and to get off planet.
Sure.
And then also Hudson, who gets grabbed early on in the movie or later on, he radios in saying, "Hey, I'm cocooned, but I'm alive. it's dark here. There's lots of different aliens, big and small, and there's a big one. So, like, there's a lot of things they really kind of changed.
Interesting.
There's another character who was a xenobiologist who they cut out completely.
Do they ever bring something like that back? Like a scientist that studies the aliens?
It's an Alien Resurrection.
Sort
the
of.
freak show that was
Kind
hissing at the one.
Kiss. Yeah, that was... I don't want to talk about Resurrection. I don't. Let's save it for the one we never ever do of Resurrection.
Because Bishop was studying the facehugger, and he like ends up in a pod at the end. So you'd think that data would eventually get back, and they could do some sort of serious research on something, right?
Well, they kind of explained in Alien 3 that they...
I don't think I've ever seen Alien 3.
What?
Okay, the looks I just got.
Really?
Holy,
Wow.
Sorry.
Well, next year when we do Alien 3, you're going to be in for a treat.
The fantastic thing about Aliens, and Alien 3 is it tells one complete story.
Awesome.
And it ends with Alien 3. It really does.
So Ripley's in Alien 3 too?
Yep.
Cool.
There's a beginning, a middle, and an end to that trilogy.
Huh. I love that. I like when they do that nice and crisp at the end. Yeah.
I thought so anyway. So.
Yeah. I did too.
I might have to look it up. I have a lot of laundry to fold when I get home, so.
I have like at least 3 versions of the movie. You can borrow one.
3 versions?
He's an alien
for now.
geek. Come on now.
I love the franchise. I love like I've explained to Tim and you. The first one I saw, I guess, was Aliens when I was a baby. That doesn't count. I saw Alien 3 on the TV version, which is horribly edited and censored. Just butchered. With my cousins, Dave and Steve. And I remember that night I had nightmares galore. That scared the holy fuck out of me.
Really?
Almost as bad as E.T.
Interesting.
Almost as bad. E.T. was worse.
So is Aliens 3 like a horror or something? Like, is it more horror?
They go back to the horror with Alien 3. It goes from sci-fi to more gothic.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
It's got a great cast.
Uh-huh.
And it's just a fantastic movie. But from the fear and just, being traumatized became fascination.
Yes.
Obsession, and I guess I'm still stuck on obsession.
Because when something like invokes that strong of an emotion in you, you're like, I gotta do this. Like, I was listening to a podcast the other day, and I don't really get scared anymore from like that kind of stuff. And it scared the shit out of me to the point where I actually had a panic attack. And I was like I was so scared.
From listening to
a podcast about like they do like a live reenactment of like something scary sort of. And it was just so creepy. And I was like, I'm not okay. And I was like, I love that I'm not okay. Because I don't get scared anymore. And it was so scary. Yeah, so when it like invokes that sort of emotion, you chase it almost, right?
Yeah, and I overcame that.
Yeah.
So I was terrified. I was so messed up from that. I would have the comics, the books.
Yeah.
I'd have to have that kind of put away so I couldn't look at it, or else I would feel the emotion of fear.
Interesting.
Just from looking at it.
And I never got that from any of the Alien movies. I think I saw the first Alien when I was probably 10.
Cool.
And I had an alien puzzle, and I had an alien model, and
I think, but everyone just reacts to things differently.
Of course, for sure.
Like, it just was such an effect on me that I was traumatized.
I never really thought of them as horror movies until you had talked about it and mentioned it and put it into a horror movie
Context.
Category. Yeah.
It was science fiction.
Yeah.
That's all I ever thought of it.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's why it never bothered me.
Well, I loved Alien. Nick knows when we were growing up. Funny. I loved watching Alien because I thought that they were adorable.
You thought they were cute.
I just loved looking at the mouth and go bop 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 bop. And they're so cute. I don't know.
They spit too much.
Yeah.
That's true.
And a lot of very
spicy spit.
Phallic imagery, and which was 100% where it was behind.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
That makes sense.
Yes. Oh, yes.
That makes sense.
It was what?
Phallic.
Penis. It was all about the penis.
Yeah.
H.R. Geiger, like the alien head is shaped like a dick.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
There's that was his artwork, basically his basis. Cyber erotica. Cyber's more just gothic erotica. It was geared toward erotica, but very dark and very just misshapen, and it was is beautiful art. It is just fantastic art. I have one of his books, Necronomicon. It's a great book.
I've heard of that.
You
Definitely.
should check it out. It's a great
Yeah.
book. But yeah, it's just really. I really love this movie, and
Yeah.
just when everyone, you know, when it comes to the 3, even the 4,
Yep.
Aliens usually gets top spot because it's action.
Yes, right.
It drops the horror, it goes right to action. Although you said before you find Aliens scarier than Alien.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, fair
Yeah.
enough. That's fine.
I think just because that's what I'm used to, right? I'm used to action movies, and there was a couple jump scares, and like there's tense situations, and like Bishop crawling through the tunnel.
Yeah.
The claustrophobia in me dies, and I'm
I
just
think
like,
the
ugh.
music also helps.
The music is
helps
phenomenal.
with Aliens to make it scary.
Yes.
Like when there's something jumps out, you get that little tempo, kind of like a shrill sound.
Yep.
And Alien, you don't get that.
Right.
You get the scream of the alien, but
Yeah.
no music.
Right.
And music is a very good tool for horror.
Yes.
It is vital.
Yeah.
It is vital. Like take The Exorcist, throw in the soundtrack to Aladdin, and it's not a horror anymore.
Right.
You're sitting around
you're
to
right.
Even just take the music out.
Yes.
bingo.
Not nearly as scary.
No.
Yeah.
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 So it's- yeah.
But how they do sound and absence of sound in Aliens, I think is just really, really well done. Fantastic.
Oh yes. Like when they first go into the hive, there's no music.
Yes.
There's no music until you see the hive itself.
Yeah.
And then you get that little sound score kind of build up, and you're like, okay, here we go.
Yep.
Shit's getting real now. But we should maybe get back on track and talk
Let's
about
get into the
cast.
cast.
I love this movie. So this lovely movie, stars the beautiful, the great Sigourney Weaver. She
Yes.
returns as Ellen Ripley, who finally got a first name in this one.
Yes.
We got Michael Biehn starring as Dwayne Hicks, and he's from Terminator. Terminator fame. Paul Reiser as Carter J. Burke. And
Yes, fuck.
Yeah.
exactly. And Paul,
So smarmy.
Yeah, he's free to go on to do Mad About You and all that.
Yeah.
But he did a great job in this movie.
Oh yeah, you hate him the whole
yeah.
time. You
Oh,
hate
yeah.
him. Yeah, and that's a
Slimy.
hard role to play where you're not outwardly the bad guy. It's just like, but
Yeah.
he's
Used car salesman.
Yeah.
Insurance
yes,
salesman.
100%. Yeah,
And he starts off so good. You think,
Yes.
oh, it's a nice guy. He's helping Ripley. You know, he's looking out for her. No, he's not.
No.
The amazing, the great Lance Henriksen as Bishop, the android. Carrie Henn as Rebecca Newt Jordan in her only movie she's ever
Yes.
done.
Is it?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah. That was a one and done for her.
That's fair.
For the Marines, you got Hudson, played by Bill Paxton,
Love.
the late great Bill Paxton.
Love.
We have Vasquez, played by Jeanette Goldstein.
Oh, I loved her too. She was such a good character. Such a good character.
A little stupid side note here, because of she's not Spanish or anything. She's quite Caucasian.
Oh, what?
Really?
Yeah.
No, she's not.
Yes, she is. She has no Spanish.
Are you
anything.
serious?
Yes.
I would
because
never guessed it because
I-
everything she's in, she
Yeah.
she has almost like a Latino type.
yeah,
accent.
She has none. She has nothing of that.
Oh.
Because though she pretends, they have to put a warning out in the UK
Fair.
for showing aliens,
Fair.
and I'm like,
Oh, that sucks though.
oh, really? Because
But there's so many Spanish actresses they could have
I
gone with
know.
if they wanted to. You know
But
what I
I
mean?
think, but she also was. This is before Terminator 2, but she was in other movies. She was one of James Cameron's kind of go-to.
Girls.
Yeah, yeah.
She did such a good job though for what she was. I
Oh,
loved it. Yeah.
She was the tough badass.
And the
chick.
relationship between her and
Drake.
yeah. It's
It was-
so sweet.
It was nothing romantic.
No, God,
Apparently it
no.
was romantic, but they
She
were-
didn't like men. You could tell that from a mile away. You could smell that on her.
No, I think she
I'm wearing a shirt that says lesbian. The
I
dollar
think, if anything, I
bill.
think she was a little.
Yeah.
She made like both sides.
Yeah, true.
I think so.
I think so. I think she could have taken Drake and what's her name, Farrah.
Yeah. Oh,
I
for
forgot
sure.
She was in Near Dark as well with Lance Henriksen and
Yes,
Bill
that's
Paxton.
right. That she was. That's right.
Yeah, she was probably my favorite Marine. Her and Hudson, I think, were my two favorites. They were just so good.
They had the chemistry between those two. The
Yes.
banter. Great. Drake was played by Mark Rolson. Frost, played by Rico Ross. Spunkmeyer was played by Daniel Cash. Crow, played by Tip Tipping. That's not his real name.
Who's that?
Crow was played by Tip Tipping.
That's a good name.
That's
a good name.
I'm jealous now. And Wiesbowski was played by Trevor Steedman. And Corporals Dietrich
Yep.
was played by Cynthia Dale Scott, and Farrell was played by Colette Hiller. And Al Matthews played Sergeant Apone.
Yay! I loved him. He was so good. That's the one who got the
cigar.
The cigar in his mouth as soon as he comes out of stasis or whatever.
And
that was awesome.
Last but not least, William Hope played Gorman. The commanding officer.
Yep. Awesome.
Yep.
Yay!
And that was a pretty big.
It's
big
a
list.
big cast off the hop. Like until they have the first encounter.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have quite a few people roaming around, which is fine. But you get to really like these characters because you see them in the mess hall and you see them training and you see them working, and yeah, you just like these characters. They're all like have weird little personality things, and it's fun. But that's how you do it right. That's how you do a big cast right, I think.
Yes.
But yeah, that's what I think.
And that's fine.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, it was nice, quick character development.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is perfect. Yeah.
And they all got a bit of time to shine.
Exactly.
Except for Spunkmeyer. He didn't really get much.
Yeah, he had a good name though, so that makes up for it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, well, should we get into the plot then?
I guess so. I'm trying to find the right plot. The plot I have is only for theatrical.
That's fine.
So I'll just make up the...
I'm sure you don't remember any of what happened.
Oh,
so.
I don't. I've seen this.
It's probably your first time, hey?
I've lost count every time I've seen this movie.
I believe you.
All right. So, movie starts with Ellen Ripley, has been in stasis for 57 years in an escape shuttle after destroying their ship, the Nostromo, to escape a lethal alien creature which slaughtered her crew. This is the first Alien movie.
Yes.
She is rescued and debriefed by her employers at the Weyland-Yutani Corporation, who are skeptical about her claim of alien eggs in a derelict ship on the exomoon LV-426, since it is now the site of the terraforming colony Hadley's Hope. So then we get we get a little unpacking. We see Ripley gets rescued, kind of, sort of,
right,
by some salvage guys. We're like, oh, fuck, she's alive. And what else? We get we find out that her daughter died.
Yes.
At 66.
Because she was older, obviously. Yeah.
And they don't believe her. She's trying to explain why she blew up the ship, and the company's like,
bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you're crazy. You'll never fly again. You cost us like millions and millions of dollars. Get out of here. And she kind of, well, what do you mean? She finds out that there are terraformers on the planet.
Yep.
And there's like 70, 80 families. And she knows that they're in trouble.
Right.
But whatever.
Yes.
She's safe. She's done. She's out. After contact is lost with the colony, Weyland-Yutani Representative Carter Burke and Colonial Marine Lieutenant Gorman ask Ripley to accompany them to investigate. Still traumatized from her alien encounter, she agrees on the condition they exterminate the creatures. Ripley is introduced to the Colonial Marines and android Bishop on the spaceship Sulaco. So here she, after being almost begged, come on, please, finish your fight. She's like, fine. After another nightmare. So we see her wake up in the ship with all the crew, and they all have their banter, and we get some lovely Vasquez and Hudson. You ever mistaken for a woman or for a man? No, have you? Like,
so good. That was one of my favorite lines. Yeah.
And they have a mess hall scene where they're eating and trying to find out what the mission is. And Apone's lovely. We're go rescue some juicy colonist virgin, some girls out of virginity.
Yes.
And the look that Ripley gives them, like, really, these are the
guys you chose. Yeah. Ugh.
And we get to see, we find out Bishop is an android after taking a knife and putting Hudson's hand over underneath
Yes.
his. And everyone's played this game.
Yes.
You take something, you split your fingers out and just go tap, 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 tap.
In between, yeah.
Yeah. It's a great, one of the better scenes in the movie.
Yes. Because Bill Paxton's screaming like the whole time.
Yes.
It's good. Yeah.
Oh, that's what I should use. I should use that for the
Yeah.
break. Okay, I'll use that one.
Yeah.
Let's use-
The listeners will have already heard it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yay.
So a dropship delivers the expedition to the surface of LV-426, where they find the colony deserted. And this is I love this design. We didn't talk to design about this movie yet. It's beautiful.
It is. Yeah.
Just it looks so gaunt, but like almost like Wild West-ish.
Yes.
But it's also like the planet is very wet. It's being turned into an atmosphere to live in. We also see before this all happened, we see the Newt's family going out to check a site,
Right.
and we see the people who are in charge there talking about, we sent this mom and pop team out to go look at quadrant from some guy on Earth, some suit.
Yeah.
And you see them go, they find the ship from Alien. And of course they go in.
Of course.
And
Dumbasses.
Exactly. And we see Newt and her brother, they've been gone a long time, and the door swings open, and the mom's frantic trying to call for help, and see the dad with a face hugger attached.
Yep.
And Newt just screams, and she does that a lot in this movie.
She does that a lot.
A lot.
Jeez. That's probably why she didn't act again. She has no vocal cords left.
Makeshift barricades and battle signs are inside, but no bodies. 2 live alien facehuggers are in containment tanks, and a traumatized young girl is nicknamed Newt are the sole survivors. And a couple hamsters we see in the director's cut.
Yeah, the hamsters.
Yeah, because they and like they brought this, they have the motion detectors, motion trackers.
Yeah.
So if any motion detected, it beeps.
Yep.
Which was kind of hinted at in Alien.
Yeah, they made it in there. That's where I think they started it or something.
Yeah, they really expanded in Aliens. So they find the girl, and they go trying to get her to explain what happens. Like, they're dead, all right? Can I go now? And yeah, it's just they're trying to figure out where everyone else is, where everyone is.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. The crew finds the colonists, they found them, beneath the fusion-powered atmosphere processing station.
And they're fine, right?
Oh, of course, they're having a meeting.
Yeah.
Sure.
Town hall meeting. Isn't that what they said?
Yeah, and head to their location. Descending into corridors covered with alien secretions. At the center of the station, the Marines find the cocoon colonists serving as incubators for the creature's offspring. The Marines kill an infant alien, and after it bursts from a colonist's chest, rousing multiple alien adults who ambush the Marines and kill or capture many of them. And this is a good hour in.
Yes.
And we finally see the aliens. And it's a great reveal.
It's just like, it's a bloodbath.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
oh my God, there's just like people left and right getting ripped apart and pulled away, and us as the viewers, sometimes all we see is just the cameras, like, because they each have what do they call them? Yeah, like cameras on their chest. No, I'm thinking of there's this name that they
GoPro?
call it.
Like a body cam.
That one,
Okay,
there we
okay.
go. I'm like, what do the cops use? The body cam. Yeah, they all have body cams. And sometimes it just goes blurry or just starts
Static.
going fuzzy. Yeah, and that's it.
Yep.
It's crazy.
I did the same thing, and I remember in Predator 2, when they go into the meat locker plant.
Yes,
they did the
in
same
the
thing
meat
in Predator
locker,
2. Yeah. Also, they cut this right at the last minute. They cut this out from the movie where the alien's tail can sting you and paralyze you.
Right.
That was cut out entirely from the last second of the movie, which would have made sense.
Yeah.
That's never been in the comics either.
No.
I'm glad that was taken out.
Yeah, it would have made sense how you can get away. They can grab you without a big fight. They'd sting you. You kind of get paralyzed, and they'd have you so you just kind of you'll be ready to get cocooned and face hugged. And in one of the older scripts was they decide to, hey, we need to get in there to get to the other dropship. Let's get stung. Let's get taken in there, but we'll take something that'll counteract it, so it won't be asleep until after they get face hugged, so they wake up before it happens.
Interesting.
And that's the plan. And it kind of works until Hicks gets face hugged.
No.
So in the early script, Hicks was supposed to die.
Interesting.
As much as everyone cries because he dies in Alien 3, sorry, spoiler.
Hey, don't tell her that.
I'm sorry.
What if God was what if...
But that's...
You can kick
Rip.
his ass later. I'll kick his ass later.
I'm not say how or why or anything. It's whatever. Anyways,
You didn't mean to. You're good.
no, it's okay.
It's all
I
good.
got a little ahead of myself. But no, that was one of the bigger things they added to Aliens. Is that
Interesting.
they sting you. Mm-hmm. But they just cut that out completely. Like when Bishop was going through the tunnel in this one of the aliens do find him.
Yep.
And they try and get him with a tail, trying to pierce him. But
Yes. Yeah.
they don't. They miss. It's in the novel. That part's in the novel. And same with the sting part is in the novel. Instead of having when Gorman gets smacked in the head, get the concussion,
Right.
he gets stung instead.
Interesting.
Yeah. And same with Vasquez later on when they're in the vents. Mm-hmm. Instead of she gets stung and gets some acid on her, but she gets stung. Mm-hmm. And Gorman goes back and grabs her, and that's how that kind of turns out.
That's
in
how they
an
bite
earlier script.
Crazy.
So, but yeah, so the aliens pop out, which again, how they just kind of depart the walls.
Yeah.
They're coming out of the walls, which is, that alone is terrifying. They were there the whole time.
Yep. Just watching.
Yeah. Where was I? Okay, so when the inexperienced Gorman panics, Ripley assumes command, takes control of their armored personal carrier, APC, and rams the nest to rescue Corporal Hicks and Privates Hudson and Vasquez. Hicks orders the dropship to recover the survivors, but a stowaway alien kills the pilots and it crashes into the station. The survivors barricade themselves inside the colony. So, more stuff to unpack here. They Ripley smashes in, and a lot of them get kind of. They were told earlier on by Gorman that they can't shoot because they're basically inside a thermonuclear plant. A stray bullet could set it off and vaporize everything and them.
Right.
So they can't use their guns.
Certain
guns. They can use shotguns and flame units. But Vasquez and Drake end up using their smart guns anyway. But whatever.
Yeah.
They needed to. So most of them get killed. Spunkmeyer gets killed after, sorry. I'm thinking Wisbowski, he gets grabbed. Apollon gets grabbed.
Yeah. Frost gets
killed.
Yeah.
Crow gets killed. Farrow gets grabbed. And at the end, when they're getting to the APC, Drake gets he gets splashed with some acid.
Yes.
And
they leave him.
Yeah, they have to.
Yeah.
And even Hudson gets some acid on him because they're closing the door of the APC.
Yeah.
Alien grabs it, pulls it open, and Hicks, eat this, puts a shotgun in his mouth, blows his head off. Acid gets on Hudson, and Ripley takes off, runs over an alien or two, and they get away.
Yep.
And they call in for Farrow. I forget who the pilots come pick him up.
Yeah.
And when Spunkmeyers are going to go onto the ship, he grabs some of the goo, the alien goo, and he gets killed. The pilot gets killed, crashes, and they're all freaking out.
Yay.
And get the classic line from Newt.
Yeah.
They mostly come at night, mostly. Yeah, mostly. It's in our opening.
It is. It is in our opening.
It is totally in our opening. I had to. So they run back to the colony and trying to figure out what to do next. Ripley discovers Burke ordered the colonists to investigate the derelict spaceship containing the alien eggs, intending to profit by recovering them for biological weapon research. Before she can expose him, Bishop informs the group the dropship crash damaged the power plant cooling system. It will soon explode, destroying the colony. He volunteers to reach the colony transmitter and remotely pilot the Sulaco's remaining dropship to the surface. So, yeah, Ripley finds out that it was Burke who sent the message. Check out these coordinates. There's something there. It'll be valuable. It'll make you money. And also, they make a plan how to barricade themselves in to protect themselves. They find the sentry guns. Mm-hmm. So they set them up. And there's like one big line. There's the colony, there's a processor plant, and there's a tunnel that's connecting them. And they put the two of them inside the doors of the tunnel and two outside the doors. So basically try and thin the herd as much as possible when they come.
Yes.
And also Bishop sees that there's some damage to the processing plant. It's going to blow up, which means that there's 17 days until they get rescue became maybe 7 hours, not even.
Yes.
So
they're screwed.
they need to get off planet.
Yeah.
And Ripley, there's no drop ship. She suggests, we have someone remote control, fly down, pick them up, and get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is the problem that I have with that, though. Wouldn't there have been other crew on board that ship? There should have been.
You'd think. But it's also all automated.
It doesn't matter. There still would have been somebody there.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree 100%. Why there wasn't, I have no idea. They just...
If I have to complain about anything with the movie, that would have been that little part.
Yeah.
Little thing. That's it.
Yep. That's a very good complaint. That's fair.
That's fair. Totally. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've heard that before, and I've heard the same excuse. Oh, it's all automated. Like, for Marine crew, that's a pretty light Marine crew. There's what, 8 of them, 10,
A dozen.
A dozen?
Yeah, a dozen at tops.
Yeah, you think there'd be at least 2 dozen,
Right.
but they weren't expecting to go against aliens.
Yay!
So they're arguing who's going to go to the antenna and fly the ship down. Bishop volunteers because he's on who can. So they put him into this little tube, and he has to crawl. Like inchworm.
Yeah,
down
I know.
This
He
nice,
is. It's so claustrophobic.
Very,
like, it's scary.
Very. So after falling asleep in the medical laboratory, Ripley and Newt awaken to find themselves trapped with the 2 released facehuggers. Ripley triggers a fire alarm to alert the Marines, who rescues them and kill the creatures. She accuses Burke of releasing the facehuggers to impregnate her and Newt, allowing him to smuggle the embryos through Earth's quarantine. The power is suddenly cut, and the aliens attack through the ceiling. In the ensuing firefight, the aliens kill Burke. No, they don't. They grab Burke, subdue Hudson, and injure Hicks. Gorman and Vasquez sacrifice themselves to stall the horde. Newt is separated from Ripley and captured.
Yes.
So this is a great little, again, great action scene.
Yes, another fight scene.
Yeah. Before this, we see 2 turret scenes where the turrets are just going off and they're watching the counters go down, and they just get wiped.
Yes.
Ammo gone, like it is, and they're still coming.
Yeah.
And then they come the second time.
Oh, that would be so scary.
And then you hear me pounding at the pressure door.
Yeah.
They break through, and then the other 2 sentry guns start picking them off, and they think, oh crap, they're in trouble because it's right at their door after those 2 sentry guns, and there's like 10 bolts left, and they retreat. And Ripley's like, oh hey, it's for now. We got some time because we're gonna go find another way in.
Right.
So she has Hudson look up, the schematics and blueprints to find every single way in and block it off. And they do.
Exactly.
And then we get, Ripley goes first, and they'll sleep after being shown how to use the
M41A
pulse rifle. Thank you, yeah. You have a little scene between her and Hicks, a little bit of chemistry.
Yes.
She cuddles up with Newt, and then she wakes up to the 2 containers with the facehuggers empty. She reaches up for the gun, it's gone. Newt try and get their attention, doesn't work. They end up using a fire alarm, which genius.
Yes.
And they come save him barely. Like Ripley was just about to get face hugged, and they find out he was Burke. She explains what he could have done to get the embryos through quarantine.
Yeah.
They're about to kill him, and then power's cut.
Yeah.
Aliens show up, and again, this is where the motion tracker works so well.
Right.
Because you hear it beeping, it's getting closer, but you don't see them.
Yeah.
I was thinking, they're inside the door. Well,
Yeah.
That's impossible. They're in the room. That's impossible. They're not here. Until Ripley looks up.
Yes. Oh my God.
And Hicks looks up through the grate, and there he pans the light around.
Yeah.
And it's crawling towards them. And they drop, And you got a great action scene. Burke takes off
Yeah.
and gets
Locks the
grabbed.
door.
Yeah, he gets grabbed later on. Hudson's, he's kind of his last stand. He's snapped
Yeah.
and has a great kind of final scene. And he gets grabbed, pulled under. Hicks almost saves him, but doesn't.
No, he tries.
He tries. Newt kind of drags Ripley and everyone through the vents because she's the expert. She's the pro.
She knows these vents.
And Vasquez is tailing, covering her rear, shooting at the aliens, runs out of ammo for her rifle, brings out a pistol, alien drops down on top of her, and she kills that, but gets ass on her leg, so she's stuck. Gorman sends Hicks ahead. He goes back to help her. They get trapped, and they blow up with a grenade.
Rip.
It's a great scene.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
And
That's how they would have wanted to go.
Yeah. And of course, Newt goes and
Yes.
oh, definitely. Newt goes ahead like a dumb little girl.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
doesn't. Ripley's like, Newt, wait. He's like, nope, I'm going my own way. Fuck you. And falls into again, we're trying to figure out where this is. It's under the grating. It's just water.
Yes.
Why is that there? It's not for drinking. It's not waste because that would stink. What would that be?
Yeah. Yeah,
Like I said,
exactly.
there's going to be condensation, and I could see there definitely being ankle deep water in condensation.
That was not ankle deep.
No,
that
that
was,
wasn't. It hit an alien for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably a good 4 feet of water.
Yeah.
Roughly. So, Ripley and Hicks reach Bishop in the second dropship, but Ripley refuses to abandon Newt after abandoning the other Marines.
Burn.
However, the group travel to the processing station, allowing a heavily armed Ripley to enter the hive and rescue Newt. Escaping, they encounter the alien queen in her egg chamber. When an egg begins to open, Ripley uses her weapon to destroy the eggs and the queen's ovipositor, her layer thing, her egg sac. Pursued by the enraged queen, Ripley and Newt join Bishop and Hicks on the dropship and escape moments before the station explodes, consuming the colony in a nuclear blast. And in a deleted scene, you see her meet up with Burke. And he's already been infected. He's got the alien inside. He's like, oh God, I can feel it moving. Which is very fast.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I think that's
Maybe
why
they just really liked him.
Maybe. But I think it's never been really established how long the incubation period is. People say a couple hours, some say an hour. I don't know. But Ripley gives him a grenade and kind of keeps going. You hear later on an explosion. So he blows himself up. And then she finds Newt after Newt screams again, which was for her benefit.
Yep.
and he runs to the queen, which is a great reveal. You see just...
Such a good,
You see it's black, you see legs. It's very spindly. Like she's not very, thick.
Yeah.
And you see the egg sac, it's laying an egg. And she kind of she has got the crown. It's a beautiful design by Stan.
It really is,
by Stan Winston.
Stan Winston.
Yeah, okay. And so Ripley and Newt escape after fire and explosions. And they go back to the elevator, and then the queen takes the other elevator up, which we've also debated how smart she is. It's smart enough to be able to control the drones, but I don't think she knew how to press the button on the elevator. She just knew it was going up.
Yeah.
But how did it go up?
It returns to the other one did. It returns to the main level.
It shouldn't have.
I know. It's a movie.
But it builds suspense.
It does, and you get that a lot because it pops out the dark. It peeks out. You got flash. You see the queen, which is again a beautiful design.
Yes.
And the music is awesome in this. This is where the music really
I agree.
sets up. And they get in this dropship. They take off after crashing a little bit, and they're back on the Sulaco. On the Sulaco, the group is ambushed by the queen, who's stowed away in the dropship's landing gear. The queen tears Bishop in half and advances on Newt, but Ripley fights the creature with an exosuit cargo loader and expels it through an airlock into space. Ripley, Newt, Hicks, and the critically damaged Bishop enter hypersleep for the return trip to Earth. The end.
Yay!
Until the third movie.
Hey. So Newt's not in the third one then?
I'm not saying a thing.
Oh, thanks. Fine.
No, I
I'll
won't
already
give
spoil a
I won't
little
give
bit.
any
So.
spoilers.
No,
Forget it.
my bad, my bad.
I'll watch it tonight and I'll give everybody an update
You
next
better.
time.
So good.
Interesting. Yeah.
Do
I
you want
don't
to
know why
watch
I've
the
never seen
theater
it.
or the assembly cut? There's two
I
versions.
want the fancy one.
Okay.
Whatever the fancy one
Theater has a dog getting killed.
is. Nope.
Okay, there's your answer. Okay.
'Kay.
It's an ox.
Thanks.
Isn't it still in the other one?
Yeah, theater is dog,
Yeah.
the poor Roddy, and the assembly cup, which we watched a couple times, is the ox.
Okay, it was the ox. Okay.
Yeah, which I think is a better movie. They
'Kay,
just
good.
they added more to it. It makes more sense. You can watch
Awesome.
both versions if you want.
Yeah.
Anyways, so they get back on the Sulaco. They're good job. Pat each other on the back. We got away.
Yeah.
Until a bit of acid drops beside Bishop. He looks down, and all of a sudden he's like, tail through his chest.
Oh, that was really good.
And the alien, the queen, kind of grabs him and just bisects him, pulls, rips him in half,
Yay!
pulls the tail out, rips him in half, and then she chases Newt and Ripley. Newt goes underneath into grates because that's her
It's her
go-to.
go-to place.
100%. And Ripley goes into one of the loading bays, grabs the exosuit, has a very climactic fight, has this movie has so many great one-liners in quotes.
Yes.
Like you got game over, man, game over.
Yep.
Get away from her, you bitch.
Yes.
And I think that is in the top 3.
It for sure.
If not, for just movie quotes.
I knew that quote before I even knew what Aliens was.
Oh yeah. It's iconic.
It's iconic.
It is totally iconic. And they fight. She drops him down into the airlock, blasts into space. She managed to get away just in time. That's the end.
The end.
Yeah.
Until the very end of the credits, you hear a scurrying.
Yes, you hear a scuttle.
Yep.
You hear a scuttling at the very end. So
Today was the first time I ever heard that.
and I've heard about it. I didn't go far enough yet, until now.
Yeah.
So yeah. So it's kind of hinted that there's more going on.
Which there's a third movie. So.
Yes.
Here we go. Well, what would you rate it, Tim?
Out of what?
5.
Out of 5?
Yeah.
6.
Yeah.
That's our
That's
first.
about-
That was our
that's
first 6-star movie.
You heard it here
6.
first, guys.
Absolutely. No, it's... I've never gotten bored of it.
Right. Yeah.
I've landed on it, on TV, like on one of the movie channels. Halfway through, I'll stop and watch it.
For sure. Yeah. It's a great movie.
It's just that type of movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I would rate it like a 4.55 as well. I think it's such a good movie. It takes advantage of sound and character development and the cast and everything. It's scary, it's fun. Oh, yeah, it's just such a good movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
It really is. How about you, Nick?
5.
5? Yeah.
And I said 5 for Alien, and this is, if anything, 4.9.5.
Oh.
Just
Slap you.
I prefer Alien a little bit more,
Sure.
just because it's more horror centered.
Absolutely.
course.
Okay, I'll give you
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
For a horror aspect, I give it to Alien. But for action, adventure, for just everything else,
Yep.
Alien, I can't say anything bad about Aliens. I can't.
No.
It's a fantastic. It's a 5. It's a 5. 100% 5.
Yeah.
Such a
there
good
you go.
movie.
There you go. Backtrack.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's a 5. I was
It's a quick moment there, yeah. Okay, well, what about Ichabod's Kill of the Flick? We didn't even talk about beforehand,
didn't.
but there were so many. So many good ones.
I'd almost say it'd have to be Bishop.
Yeah, that's what I
Although
was
he
going to
didn't-
say, too.
he
He
didn't
doesn't
die.
Well, he didn't die,
technically
though, so
die.
he didn't die, okay,
But
fine.
I agree with you. That's what I was thinking, is watching
know what?
somebody get ripped in half.
Nope, I got one then. It'd be
Okay.
Pharaoh, the pilot.
Oh, okay.
Because she got the most gruesome death. You see
That's
her
true.
death.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
you
true.
see it.
Yeah, you see.
Yeah.
Well, you see the blood and then
Yeah.
the hand shaking. It's heavily implied because other than that, everyone else is grabbed.
Right, yeah.
Frost, he got lit on fire by, I forget, some other girl
Yeah.
when she got grabbed. But other than that, that's the only other really death we
Yeah.
see.
We don't see a lot.
No, there's a lot of grabbing.
You could even argue the one ex-crew member that gets the little la, 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 la coming out of her chest,
Oh,
and then they
the
light
colonist.
her on fire. Yeah,
Yes, the colonist. Yeah, that's.
that's pretty horrific too. But
I almost say it's a tie.
yeah, for sure. There's lots, there's a lot of death in this movie, but not a lot is shown, which is really interesting that they can still make it scary with that.
Yeah. I go when Vasquez and Gorman's was just an explosion. So wasn't too fancy with that kill. But
it's very emotional, but other than that.
Yeah. I think Pharaoh. Yeah, Pharaoh.
Yeah.
Why not give it to one of the aliens then?
Oh, that's not a bad idea. We could do that.
Yeah.
When Vasquez has an alien up against the wall and she's just blasting it in the head with that gun.
Oh, the way it spins.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
It's a good one. Yeah.
There's a few.
There's a few. Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. I like it.
And yet there was no head bites in this movie.
Huh.
Not that we know of.
No. Not that we know of, yeah. But because I wish we would see at least a bit of the colonist fight.
Right.
I would love to see them try and stand up to the aliens coming in and just grabbing and going. Because there have been some death.
For sure.
Definitely.
Because they wouldn't have had the firepower.
No.
Like they said when they entered, it was just small arms fire.
Yes.
And the one guy who had the facehugger on, because there's more than one. They must have caught a few guys. There had 4 facehuggers, 2 were dead. And the victim died while trying to remove the facehugger.
Yes. Yeah.
Oof, that would have been just terrible.
Oh.
Just acid galore.
But. And next week, speaking of acid, we're watching Exorcist. Is that what we're watching next week?
Yes, next week is Exorcist.
Like trying to think of like the barf.
Pea soup.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I was trying to segue there. I don't know.
It was a good one.
It's a good one.
Good seg.
Yeah.
Good seg.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it was my try. Yeah, so we're watching The Exorcist next week. We're jumping right back into a couple classics to get the blood flowing.
Yes.
Yay.
We need to get our viewers back.
Yeah.
We're gonna be again. The hiatus is over. We're back.
Yeah.
We're back to weekly episodes.
We're back. Guess who's back? Oh my gosh. But thank you for joining us. And an extra special thank you to Tim for joining us. Yay!
Thank you, Tim.
Whoop whoop.
We'll see you in Alien 3.
I love coming out for this.
Yay!
Yeah. You're an awesome guest. We love having you.
Yeah, it's so much easier to talk to. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's better than talking to Nick. Like, ugh.
I suck.
Even though she wasn't here, this episode was brought to you by our executive producer, Ichabod. We hope you enjoyed your Horr-Gasm as much as we did. Please don't forget to rate, download, and subscribe. Also, like and follow us on Facebook at Horr-Gasm Podcast, Instagram at Horr-Gasm, Twitter at Gasm Horror, and YouTube at the Horr-Gasm Podcast. If you have a movie you'd like us to review, this is the best way to let us know. We hope to see you again next week because we have such sights to show you. Plenty of Horr-Gasms for you to experience. Bye!
See ya.
Bye.